The new administration has inherited years long of immigration catastrophe. There's no other way to put it. President Biden is now tasked with remedying a defunct asylum system and reuniting hundreds of migrant children with their families. President of the American Immigration Lawyers Association is Alan Orr. He's with me to talk about it. Alan, you've been on the show several times, and we've talked about immigration every time you're here because it is such an important factor going on across this country right now. And I want to ask you, in the first few weeks of his presidency, Biden's team has announced plans to upend Trump's Remain in Mexico policy. Talk to us about what it means and what it means to undo this.
Right. So it means a return to humanitarian principles at our southern border, and it basically stopped people from remaining in Mexico when many of them aren't even Mexican immigrants until they're able to come to the United States for metering. So the problem is the disorganization of the last administration with regards to immigration. So we don't know how many people are actually waiting that are still alive in Mexico to come to the United States who aren't even Mexican. Many of them are African or Caribbean or from some other parts of Europe. And then in addition to that, we have people who are still appearing every day. So the very first policy they did was they stopped the Remain in Mexico issue, and they're trying to address a system to address all those people who are in Mexico now to see if they're able to enter the United States.
Okay, you're hearing, oh, they're going to open the borders. There's no limit to coming into the United States. Do you think that's a good policy in the United States? I mean, do you think that benefits the United States to have just no controls over what's happening on our borders? What's your take?
Right. So it's not about having no controls. It's about enforcing the law. And if Congress wants to change the law and not make asylum an option for people in the United States, then they're welcome to do that, just like they have with some of the other visa categories. The issue is that we're only focused at the southern border with regards to this asylum claim and not with all of the airports that come in every day or the trains or the boats. So when it's focused in that way, it's not about immigration, it's about something else. And that's really the heart of this problem, is that we're not addressing the push that's sort of happening from Central America, and sort of we have allowed the southern border to become a larger immigration conversation. So it's not about having an open border at all.
So you're not saying we hear from the right, open border, there's no limit. It's a catastrophe. You're saying that doesn't exist, and your take is Biden is not moving in that direction. Would that be accurate?
Right. Biden's not moving that direction. The immigration bar is not moving in that direction. What we're moving in the direction of is asylum, just like any business visa, is a valid way to enter the country. And people are allowed their due process in court just like anyone else. So if someone has a valid asylum claim to meet the laws set by Congress, then they should be allowed in. If Congress wants to change the laws, then they can do that. Congress has not addressed comprehensive immigration in 30 years, and that goes across Republican and Democratic administrations.
Okay, we also hear from the right that, you know what, a lot of these policies were put in place by Obama. As a matter of fact, you know the numbers. Obama deported more Americans, if you listen to the right. I mean, they deported more immigrants than the Trump administration. First of all, is that accurate? Was there a bigger number deported? And second of all, are these elements that were created by the Obama administration, or is that just nonsense talk?
Right. So I think these are elements that were created by Congress. I think we need to put the focus in the right place. Congress is in control of immigration policy, and immigration policy hasn't been addressed in 30 years. So therefore, we're in an antiquated system, not addressing the needs at any of our ports of entry, and sort of turning to nationalism wasn't the response. With regards to what the Obama administration did, they did deport a lot of people with the hopes of passing an immigration comprehensive bill that did not happen, and it didn't work out that way. And even the DACA policy that was started by the Obama administration to sort of make low-level people who are undocumented not a priority, even sort of went away and may be dismissed any day in court. So Biden has inherited part of the problems that he left before when he was vice president, of saying, how are we going to organize the system and bring it forward? And when will Congress actually act to update the INA and to address the large number of people who are undocumented in this country?
Okay, Alan, we'll follow this. This is a story that progresses every week. So I want to have you back on, and we'll take a look at this story as it progresses. Thank you for joining me, okay?
Thank you for having me.